Please welcome the Genetic Modification Agriculture Group.
Has been used in agriculture to increase crop yields for centuries. Farmers would take the seeds of the previous best grown crops and plant them the next season to produce the same quality crop. Farmers especially used this technique when the world population was skyrocketing and therefore the food intake was also skyrocketing. After recombinant DNA was discovered in the early 1970s, scientists started to experiment with the genes of the crops to create the perfect crop in order to meet the demands of the world population. In 1994, the first genetically modified crop to be successfully grown was a tomato. From then on, genetic modification in agriculture has been a booming business. This is a major event in biotechnology because not only does it show that we are able to manipulate the genes of the crop, but we are also able to create a new species such as disease-resistant crops just from changing the gene sequence.
When it comes to genetic modification in agriculture, the government and the public become greatly involved. For example, when a farmer wants to introduce his new genetically modified crop to the public, the FDA, they greatly encourage that he goes to them and has a consultation. And in this consultation, the farmer will first explain what he's altering in the crop and how it will benefit the public and the nutritional value. And after they've discussed all of this, they will then have the FDA do some minimal testing to see if there are any health risks with these crops and to check the nutritional value just to be positive that the farmer was correct about what they said. And although this testing is very minimal, it's better than them just doing nothing about it. And once all of this happens, the product will then go into the market, and once it's there, that's where the public becomes involved. And many people in the public, they want all products that have been genetically modified to be labeled so they know that they're eating something that's been modified. And the FDA, they don't force any people to actually do this, but they do support it when they do it. And in Massachusetts, they have already passed a law that says they will be labeling all of their genetically modified products, and it's planning to go into effect in 2016. And
take a good look at this picture. This is how. Take a good look at this picture. This is how many people react to the thought of genetically modified organisms in agriculture. In reality, though, none of these products are this harmful.
So the biggest problem with genetic modification is the public is misinformed. They either make their opinions on false information or just biased information. So part of our proposal is to educate the public with billboards. We would place these billboards across the country stating the benefits of genetically modified agriculture that we find in the second part of our proposal, which is research. We plan on researching the health effects, if any, on genetically modified organisms. Right now, there has been no health risks found with genetically modified organisms, and no one has been sick or died because of genetically modified organisms. But that could change. We plan on advertising that genetically modified organisms are good. But either way, if we found out that they are negative, we will inform the public, and we plan on changing that. We plan on researching to change the fact that genetically modified organisms are negative.
So here's a budget breakdown of how we plan to spend our money. In the first column are items needed for our project. The second column is estimated costs for some of the items that have monthly costs, such as the research lab. The third column would be prices for all of the items after 1 year. And then the final column are the total costs for all 3 years. And for everything added up, it
million, and I know this seems slightly daunting, but we plan to fundraise with other grants and funds, such as the Sustainable Agriculture Grant and a Monsanto grant, which covers a large portion of our budget. This plan is going to take place at the beginning of 2016 in January and ending in 2018 in December, with the FDA taking over in 2019 in January. Our lab is in Woods Hole, Massachusetts, near Cape Cod. We plan to put billboards in major areas and cities so that many people can be educated and informed about GMOs, and they can see if they affect them. In conclusion, we should be funded for our project because many countries use GMOs. As you can see from the chart, the USA is one of the biggest users of GMOs out there.
The USA uses 69% of GMOs in agriculture, and they can feed the world, and we can feed the world many times over. Just if we can get that number of 69% up in the USA, other countries will follow, and we can stop major problems such as hunger in other countries with the use of genetically modified.
Time for a couple of questions. Questions back?
Could you tell me how the farmers modify the seeds? Like, do they just replant them, or is it like a process that they do in a laboratory?
So yes, the seeds would be modified in a laboratory and handed out to farmers to be planted. Some companies I know want the seeds back and do not want them planted again, so this is also a major area of debate and controversy, but this research would help end some of that debate.
Very good. Okay, so we're going to take a short break. We're going to have a stand-up break for about 5 minutes here. And stand up, relax, breathe a little bit.
Sorry, but it wasn't it's okay. Okay. I've been frozen on safe.
Yeah, I knew how to turn it on. I was just